Hey guys, got one of my favorite cars here tonight. This thing is amazing. She is a GT500, it's a 22 model. She's got just over 15 miles on her. She's got the painted stripes, absolutely gorgeous. And I know you know it's a Heritage Edition. That blue paint with those white stripes just looking sweet as can be. Now this is the most popular GT500 out there right now. She is amazing. And of course, you guys that know me know that I've got a lot of miles behind the steering wheel of one of these. I think I've had 5 of them now. Been driving one about 20 to 25,000 miles every year. So I probably got well over 100,000 miles behind the wheel of one of these. And they are a blast to drive, man. You cannot drive one of these without smiling. Tell you what, I told somebody the other day it was like driving a magic carpet. You put the hammer down and away you go. You want to go around a corner? No problem. We'll go around the corner as fast as you want to go. Now this is also the carbon fiber edition. You can see those carbon fiber wheels. It's got the carbon fiber on the dash. I mean, everything about this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got that 7-speed dual clutch transmission, the Recaro seats. Now the track pack editions come without the back seat. They're saving a little, I think they said it's like 150 pounds or whatever. Of course, if you're gonna go racing, every 150 pounds matters. I mean, these things are just as fast as grease lightning. And I know there's 760 horsepower, and I know Ford says it'll do 10.6 to 10.8 and a quarter. Well, I actually have been 10.8 and a quarter mile in one of these, and that's with all-season tires on it. Now you can see all the little extras that come with the car are in here. And I don't know if you noticed when we get the car turned back around, we'll show you. This has not been dealer prepped, so the splitter is not on the front of it. The splitter is actually behind us on the floor here. We'll show you that here in a little bit. If you want the splitter put on, we can do that for you, but a lot of guys like them without that on there. So you can see that the splitter is not on there. And there are about, I don't know, about 50 bolts that hold that thing on. So if you want us to put it on, we can actually do that for you. Now, we don't do any consignment whatsoever, so that means we own this car, guys. And I know you want to hear this thing fire up, but before we do that, we're going to go see what's going on in the shop. Now, we're right here in the Motor City, so we've got great facilities for working on old cars. You know, this is where they were all born. Now, we've got 25 lifts in here, 15 full-time mechanics checking stuff out. And then about 2 miles from here is our main showroom where there's over 150 cars there. So we own all of our inventory here at Vanguard. We don't do any consignment whatsoever. And a lot of people ask us, where do we find all these awesome cars? Where we're hopping on airplanes, getting in cars, driving thousands of miles, getting on our hands and knees with flashlights, checking out the bottoms of cars. We're checking them out top, bottom, inside and out. We're really picky about every car that we buy. The paint, the chrome, the underside, the suspension, the motor, the interior. Now, once we get them back here, the mechanics fully inspect every one of the cars before we park your dream in your driveway. All right, we're in the Mustang now, or I should say the GT500. I'm going to fire it up so you can see the dash. Everything looking absolutely sweet. You can see it says we need some gas. I see 15.5 miles. So we're not going to drive this thing because we want to keep the mileage low. We got the snake over here. Of course, we got all our buttons down here. This is the drive mode, the exhaust mode, and then this is how you turn advanced traction control off. There's launch control, there's the line lock, there's all kind of stuff that this thing will do that I don't even know it'll do. So hop on the internet, Some of these guys out here are experts at all the settings. Even though I've had 5 of these and driven almost 120,000 miles in one, I don't mess with all the settings. I basically take traction control off, set my drive mode. I drive most of the time in sport mode. I keep the exhaust as loud as I can. I want everybody to know I'm coming. And I use the paddle shifters. I usually just downshift. I don't normally put it in manual mode. The thing winds up so quick, man. Just let the transmission shift it. But with the paddle shift, you can downshift it so you get that, you know, stick sound to it. Then it'll go right back into automatic mode. Super cool. And we can deliver it anywhere in the world. You just call Tom. He'll tell you how easy that is. And also, I want to thank all of you on YouTube who have subscribed to our channel. That's almost 2 million of you now. And if you haven't, it's a great way to keep track of our inventory. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, then you'll get a notification when we post a new cool car just like this. So stick with us. We're going to put it up in the air for you right now. We are underneath this Mustang now, and I tell you what, it's exactly what you'd expect it to look like. Not a mark on it. She is beautiful. You can see in the exhaust, it's got that active exhaust, the little flapper in there, so when you get on it, it opens up. And you can actually set it on your controls on the dash. Now we've got the lines here coming out of the rear end. Those are actually cooler lines. The fluid gets pumped in there back to a cooler and then back in. And they actually have a temperature sending unit here also. You can see that they're still got plastic tags on the exhaust, so the exhaust has never been very hot. And then these lower control arms, I mean, they look like something you would see on a semi-truck. But of course, don't forget, you're putting 760 horsepower through this rear end. It is independent suspension, fully adjustable back there. I mean, everything under here is clean as a whistle. We got more paper tags under here. I mean, just super cool. Then we've got our 7-speed transmission. This is the dual clutch transmission. A lot of guys think it's an automatic, but it's not really an automatic. It's got 2 clutches in there. One clutch works as first, third, fifth, and seventh. The other one does reverse, second, fourth, and sixth. Man, I did that in one take. Anyway, the bottom side here looking sweet. You can see those clips and everything that are there. That chin spoiler still not been installed. Again, I think I told you earlier in the video, if you want it installed, we can install it for you. But a lot of guys want to keep it uninstalled like it came from the factory. So yeah, there's about 1,000 bolts that fit in here. You can see all these clips. So there's a bunch of bolts across here, a whole bunch of bolts here. It'd take about an hour to put it on, no big deal. Then of course we got the wheel and tire set up because this is the carbon fiber track pack car. It's got carbon fiber wheels. It's got those gigantic Brembo brakes to slow that 760 horsepower down. I mean, the carbon fiber is just gorgeous. We've got, I see those gigantic calipers there, man. You want to talk about beautiful? Man. Then look down the side of this thing. Absolutely gorgeous. These things look like they're fast, just standing still, even up on the lift, doesn't it? She is a beauty. You can see none of this has been touched whatsoever. All looking good. Then out back here, oh, I forgot to tell you, up front, 305 30 20s, out back, 315 30 20s, and they're the Pilot Sport Cup 2s. These things are awesome out on the track, guys. I've always put the all-season Continentals on my car. They react in the rain a little bit different and it give you a little more soft ride. These babies will stick you to the road like glue. Let's go under the hood. All right, we're under the hood of this baby now, and the first thing you see is that big old snake on top of that big supercharger. Yeah, she's 5.2 liters, and that supercharger takes us up to 760 horsepower. Of course, the car is all stock under here. It doesn't look like anything's been touched. She is beautiful. Anti-lock brakes, power brakes, air conditioning, the whole 9 yards. Now, I believe inside the trunk is the oil separator. It gets mounted right here, and they send those in the trunk for some reason. I'm still not sure why. And you don't need to put it on, but if you're gonna race the car, you can put it on. Also, if you're gonna race the car, you wanna take this cover off here and a lot of the heat out. It's a rain cover that, you know, protects the motor. I mean, everything looking great. You see you got carbon fiber composite up here. You also have this brace here for the shock towers that they tell me that's magnesium. Super cool under here, guys. And I know I've said this so many times. I don't know how many times on this video I've sold it, but I've had quite a few of these things, driven quite a few miles in them. I am absolutely in love with these cars, and I will have another one as soon as the sun comes out. So stick with us and let Vanguard Motor Sales park this little dream in your driveway.